So a really common goal I hear from students that I've had and from friends who are taking up the guitar is, hey, I want to be able to jam with some friends, or I want to be able to go play at my local blues jam. And when I was 14, 15 years old, I'd been playing guitar for a couple of years, was playing baseball in the town I grew up in, and one of the dads of another kid on the team found out I played guitar and said, hey, you should come to this blues jam on Monday nights. And I remember having to go in with my parents because it was at a bar, and they had to escort me in every week. And it was some of the best formative experiences of playing with other musicians and getting used to jamming, getting used to playing on stage, all of those things. But I remember being intimidated by, what do I have to know going in? What lingo do I have to know? And it was a lot of feeling like I was thrown into the fire and probably not all that prepared for all the things I was hearing. So what I want to do is just give you a little rundown of, if you're going to your first blues jam, you don't necessarily have to know all the specific song names, but what do you have to know about etiquette and about getting up there and playing? So the first thing that I'd say is you have to know enough different variations of the blues form. So a lot of the things that we've talked about in this course of, if someone says, okay, we're playing in the key of B, you need to be able to quickly be able to find, okay, where could I play a B7 chord, where could I play B? Now, if someone says key of B, we're assuming it's, dominant 7 chords, kind of more of a major blues thing, not a like Thrill Is Gone B minor thing. A minor blues is always going to be noted by someone saying in the key of something minor. So for example, in the key of B minor. Now, usually after they give you the key, they're going to give you the form and any variations. I would say a typical blues jam, 90% of the tunes are going to be some sort of 12-bar blues. You might have a common kind of blues rock song someone might call a Little Wing, although that's kind of against normal blues jam etiquette unless a whole band's coming in. Or you might get like an 8-bar blues in the style of Key to the Highway, but you should be comfortable where if someone says, okay, 12-bar blues in B with a quick 4. Well, do we know what a quick 4 is, how to play that? If someone says, hey, it's a 5-4, 1-5 turnaround, or, get to the 5 at the end, kind of means the same thing. And when in doubt, my strategy was always play less the first time through and listen to what the band leader or the bass player is doing to try to pick up and hear those changes. You might also encounter some 2-5-1 turnarounds, making sure that we're comfortable there with all the turnaround variations that we could have on a jam. The other thing that I'd say is very common that we can encounter, and you'll hear this on a lot of classic blues songs, is if someone says, okay, take it from the 5. What does that mean? Well, here's what it means. So if we have a blues in B, taking it from the 5 would mean that we're starting on the turnaround. So we're starting basically at the 9th measure of the form, and this is often done so that there's a little intro before the vocals come in, but not a whole chorus. So sounds something like this. If we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Especially common on slow blues, where it's like having a full chorus of solo out front might just elongate the song more than we want. So you'll come across that quite often. So you want to be comfortable with key, form. You also want to be comfortable with style. So knowing, okay, you're going to encounter a lot of shuffles, but what's a shuffle? Maybe what are some sub-variations of a shuffle? An uptown, downtown, more of a Texas thing. Slow blues, rumba, all those. You might deal with more of a country blues or train beat thing. I'd say that's quite a bit less common. In my years of going to jams, that was few and far between. But you want to have an idea of that. And then I think the biggest thing is etiquette on how long should your solo be and what should you play rhythm like. Here's my thoughts on that. So in terms of finding a rhythm part, I've mentioned it before, but I always think about carving out sonic space. So you will always be better off playing less than more. Most people are going to go in overplaying, maybe strumming every chord, and if you have 2 or 3 guitars on stage, that can get very, very busy. So pick out, like Charleston feel, some kind of rhythmic motif that you're going to stick to, and then also pay attention to what the other guitar players are playing. Is someone playing more of a shuffle pattern? Well, you probably want to then just comp. Are they playing lower voicings? You might want to play higher voicings, create some space and contrast there. Always looking to not just double what another guitar is doing, because that's going to tend to sound muddy. Solo length, I'd say the most common advice I can give is twice through the form. This is where it's important to be able to follow the form and know where you are in your solo so that someone's not having to cut you off. Sometimes the band leader, whoever's singing, leading the song, might give clearer directions or might cue you. And it's always good to kind of make eye contact as you're nearing the end of that solo so everyone else knows, hey, I'm wrapping it up. But I'd say a good rule of thumb is on a mid-tempo or faster song, twice through the form, maybe a third time if it's really up-tempo, and if it's a slow blues, probably once or twice through the form. The biggest thing that you can do to get comfortable going to jams is go hang out at one and just listen and see, okay, what's everything like? How are they putting together the groups? And as you get comfortable, I can only give you a lot of encouragement of go try a lot of the things that you've learned here in the real world. That's where you'll get the application side of things. And I got so much out of going to some great jams in my early years and getting to try all the things that I was learning in the practice room on the fly.